One more job shouldn't have mattered. I'd killed nobles before. You could float a whaling ship on the high-born blood I've spilled. Another noble steps in to replace the last one. All equally corrupt. Why should an empress be different? But she was. I watched her bodyguard's face as they took him away. Dead eyes. I knew I'd pay for this one. Maybe I deserved to. A storm was coming that would shake apart everything I'd built.
No! Get away from her! Corvo!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Let's Play Dishonored. Alright, we are starting the Knife of Dunwall DLC. This is on the Game of the Year edition on the PS3, so it's going to look a little bit different. We are recording with a much greater setup than we were the main campaign. And this time we're playing as Dowd, the Master Assassin, the one responsible for the Empress's death, as we can see by this letter here from the Outsider. Yeah, it doesn't get more clear than that, now does it? Now one thing you're going to notice right off the bat that's different about Dowd is his blink ability is a lot better than Corvo's. If you were to, it freezes time when you use blink, so you can actually jump, hold down the fire button, and then aim with time frozen, so you can kind of have a little bit of hang time there, so you can aim your blinks a lot better. So it's really, really good, and allows for some really tricky jumps that we would never be able to pull off with such good timing and reliance as with Corvo.
Dowd, my old friend. It's been a long while, but you've got my interest again. How the years pass and the bodies fall. Did you know that there are only 8 like you in the world, bearing my mark? I'm here because you're right. The Empress was different. This time, you can't just fade away into the shadows. There will be consequences. Your story is close to ending, and even you can't escape it. But what ending will you make for yourself? I'm here to give you one last gift, Dowd. It's a mystery. One that starts with a name. Delilah.
Delilah. Alright, moving on to the first proper level
For 6
here.
months, the city writhed and changed. For 6 months, I tried to forget what I'd done to the Empress and her little girl. But there was no forgetting. I needed to find my next move. But all I had was that name. Delilah. Who was she? A threat? Or an ally? Word came from my second-in-command, Billy Lurk. In a house built on secrets, Lurk was especially good at uncovering them. There was a ship called the Delilah that hunted whales for Bundry Rothwilled, a former deckhand who'd made good. Now he owned a slaughterhouse, and he ran his workers like a prison gang. A ship named Delilah. It could be a coincidence, but it's not. In Dunwall, things are always tangled up like a bag of snakes.
Alright, so at the beginning of every level in the DLC, playing as Dowd, we get to customize our equipment and purchase all of our consumables and upgrades. There's also a system called favors, which costs money and essentially are asking different people we're essentially spreading our influence is what we're doing. We're asking different people or our assassins to do certain favors for us. I'm going to be purchasing all the ones for this level. They all allow us to do something good, such as it reveals a safe code for us, and then there's a bone charm that's left in a secret entrance to the main part of the level. Just a lot of really good stuff. Most of these upgrades I will not really care too much about. I will get the crossbow range and the bone charm increase. I'm going to be using a lot more consumables than in the main campaign's run, because the main campaign's run involved no upgrades. I will be getting upgrades in this one, which means I'll be getting as many runes and bone charms as I think I'll need to fulfill that.
I got bored, so I started without you. Turns out we're here on the perfect day. There's a strike at the plant, and it's no wonder. Rothwilled runs this place like a prison. The stupid workers can't even get in without a time card. When the strike started, the butchers confiscated all the cards they could find. They've given the City Watch free rein to use force. If you ever wondered why I wanted out of the slums, here's your answer. There'll be other ways in, I'm sure of it. You don't mind if I tag along, right? Just to keep an old man safe. One last thing. I found something for you. I know you collect these. I'll be on the rooftops till you...
Thanks a lot. Alright, so new to this run is going to be actually using the runes to upgrade our powers. We didn't do this in the main campaign because, like I said, this was a no upgrades run. So the first thing we're going to be using that rune on is our agility, and that is going to give us a significant boost in our jump height. It's actually going to give us like a pseudo double jump. One of Dowd's secondary powers here is called Void Gaze, which is essentially dark vision meets the heart from Corvo's campaign, and it's going to allow us to see all the runes and bone charms in the environment. Now, as I said before a million times about Dishonored, Dishonored I feel like is not very rewarding to play ambiguous. You either have got to play it one way or the other. So the two ways I like to play it are, you know, no upgrades and I don't kill anything at all, or I upgrade my character to the max and kill everything I see. And that is the Assassin's way. That is Dowd's way. So we're going for high chaos this time around, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be killing everyone. So this is going to be really rewarding for me because I played the main campaign all cautious-like and didn't kill anyone, and really just skipped a lot of the finer details of the game. So here we're going to be going through a lot more slowly and carefully, and we're going to be collecting a lot of items along the way, especially those runes and bone charms. And finding those does add a lot of time to the gameplay, but that's a lot of where the reward comes from in this game, is all the exploration and taking in all the details in the environment. Reading all the journals and everything like that. It adds so much to this game. I upgraded my bone charm capacity already because I want to have more than just 3. Because we're going to be finding plenty of them right off the bat. There's a bit of RNG when it comes to which bone charms you get. Some of them are fixed, some of them are not. And very much like the... oh, this guy saw me. We're going to actually engage in combat with him for a change, which is something we didn't really get to demonstrate very much in the main campaign. There is a sword crossing and blocking mechanic, which I really can't describe right now. We have our equipment consists of a wrist bow, which has all the same bolts that Corvo's crossbow did. But we also just picked up a pistol from the first guard that we killed there, so we have a gun now just in case we need it. But I'll probably not be using that as it's very loud, and I would only be using that if the enemies are already aware to us and we're in a big encounter, which we will be doing. We won't be completely stealthy through this. We'll have some fights here and there just to demonstrate. Dowd's wrist bow we just used for a takedown there. That was pretty cool. Money is going to be very tight in this DLC, and I'm probably going to try to find exactly as much money as I'm going to need. Corvo's sword is... I'm sorry, not Corvo. Dowd's sword. Dowd's sword is the assassin dagger from the main campaign that all of his assassins use. I mean, the game doesn't really have any unique physics for the different types of swords, at least not as far as I know. But it doesn't have that unique animation for when you pull it out like Corvo's sword did. We're mainly going into this house right here to try to find the bone charm that's in here, and we'll see what that does here pretty soon. Sorry if I'm going over things quite quickly here. Okay, so there's 5 bone charms in the level. This one allows us to take less damage from falls, so that's okay, I guess. I mean, I will try not to be, you know, jumping off of places where I would take fall damage, because you can easily die from that. So, hopefully I will not need to abuse that. I suppose there are some ways where you could use that to your advantage, but nothing I'm really worried about. We'll probably be disabling that in favor of another one later on, yeah. With the bone charms, you can have all of them that you collect on you, but you can only have a certain many of them active at one time. So Blink combined with upgraded agility is obscenely good for getting around in the environment, as you can see here, because not only can you make this outrageously long jump, but you can make this outrageously long jump and freeze in midair, and with Dowd specifically, and just traverse a huge gap. So platforming is going to be really easy in the Knife of Dunwall. Ugh. Some horrible Granny Rags concoction
I
here.
used to tell stories about a woman in the slums who did work like this. Granny Rags. They said she was 100 years old.
That's one thing I really love about the Knife of Dunwall, is as you progress, Billy Lurk is just going to be checking up on you occasionally. So you have this assassin that's constantly behind you, constantly helping you out just from the shadows, and you're not getting in each other's way. There's a guy down there in that boat. Wonder if we could talk to him. He might have something for us. Yeah, this just goes to show you right here, blinking on top of this rooftop, just how obscene this platforming can get.
If I weren't so young and pure of heart, I'd suggest he's up to no good.
Thanks for the tip. They just kind of left this whale carcass over here. I wonder if they're going to do anything with that. Let's get onto the boat, shall we? And talk to this guy if we can. The game will let us onto the boat. Come on. Get on the boat.
You're Dowd.
Dowd. Shit, I hope you ain't here for me. I'm just a little fish in a big pond.
I want to know about a ship. The Delilah.
Yeah, I heard of it. Listen, maybe we can help each other out. I work for a very rich man who's keen on seeing Rothwild's business go belly up. This whole business with the strike, our doing. We got a mole on the inside, a lady pretending to run the labor crews, a real talent. She could lie straight to the High Overseer's face and get away with it. We were supposed to meet up last night. I've been spying on the place all day waiting to hear word. Only I haven't seen or heard a peep. I was about to shove off. If you're here to make a little mayhem anyway, maybe you could find her. If she's still alive, she'd be able to get you everything you need to know about that ship. No question. And a substantial reward besides. Her name's Abigail Ames.
So our objective is very, very straightforward. Get into Rothwilled Slaughterhouse, talk to Rothwilled, find out what he knows about Delilah. Plain and simple. This guy here we just talked to has given us some intel on a possible alternate objective. There's a person inside the slaughterhouse already that's a mole in there and has an ulterior motive. It's trying to manipulate Rothwilled. So maybe we can use her to our advantage. We'll see how things go when we get inside there. For in the meantime, we have other things to worry about. We can hide on this table here. There's a guard going to come in here. There's a safe in this room. That's why I'm in here. But there's a lot of guards patrolling outside there by where that wall of light was. Now, normally, obviously, in the main campaign, I wouldn't be tossing a body off. I wouldn't be tossing a body off the side like that in the river if I was trying to keep him alive. But obviously, I just killed the guy, so I'm not really worried about keeping him alive. But yeah, I'm going to be avoiding that ground level there at all costs. I don't want to deal with that wall of light. I don't want to deal with all the guards around it. I'm just going to be skipping that and blinking around all over the place. Now, there's an arc pylon down there, and nearby is a switch that can allow us to go underneath the slaughterhouse for an alternate entrance, which I do highly recommend, but I think for this run I'm just going to be showing off the main entrance. Alright, there's the safe code. That's one of our... that wouldn't be there if we didn't pay for that favor, though. Without even using the dark vision, the void gaze, I know where the next rune is. So I'm going to be taking a little detour to get that, and then we're going to be heading back to open the safe. Yeah, see, that jump was only possible with increased agility and blink. Otherwise, we'd have to jump to that next rooftop and then aim it just so carefully.
Reminder that collective bargaining in any industry deemed vital to the state is a capital offense. These include